Hi, and welcome to Case Mobile Notaries channel. I'm Celine, of course. And today's discussion, we're going to talk about title pirates. Are you familiar with this term? Oh my goodness. This is where fraud, fraudsters, look, I'm saying that wrong, fraudsters, they forge documents and try to gain ownership of your property, something that you've worked hard for. And oh my God, my heart goes out to the people in California that lost their property. So I thought about, talking about this because this is something that could possibly, go on with that arena too. My heart and prayers go out to everyone in California. So, this crime actually is on the rise, title pirates. And we as notaries, we need to, stay vigilant and, look out and see how we can spot and stop these scams. And you want to do that while protecting yourself and your clients at the same time. So, let's talk about it. So, what are title pirates? So, criminals who forge documents to claim ownership of properties fraudulently. That's what that is. So they mostly target, though, like vacant properties or unclaimed properties. Sometimes it can be, your property or my property. So they can get bold and, do that. Like maybe the elderly sometimes that lives there, maybe alone or something like that. Maybe try to target. So, what's the real world consequences for this? You get unauthorized sales, you get loans off of it, and legal headaches for the rightful owners because sometimes it could take, a long time. I even heard of someone when I was doing this research here that it took them like over 5 years or so to get their property back. So that was in a different state. We are in Michigan here, but this happens throughout the states, different states. This happens, more often than you would think that it happens. So why should notaries care though that this is happening? And the reason notaries should care is because sometimes they'll try to get you on board, and you don't know most of the time, unless you a participant of it, I suppose. But a lot of times they try to get you on board, unknowingly that they're not the owners, and they'll do things like try to rush you, want you to hurry up, saying it's urgent, they need it right then and there. They might want to do things like, so I'm going to say this, let me slow down. When they're rushing you, you need to take your time and step back and, do everything properly. Because when people rush you, don't let them rush you. Because that sometimes is when you miss steps. And sometimes those are critical steps. A step where you could have just signed off on a fraudster. This is not even this person's home. So you got to stay aware. You got to stay vigilant with that. So, because you can inadvertently, stamp a document to someone that doesn't even belong to. So you want to make sure you're paying attention. You're asking for ID. You're not accepting an ID on someone's phone. Oh, I don't know where my ID is. I can't find my ID. I have it on my phone though. I have a copyright on my phone. No, you cannot take a copy on the phone. That is not how notaries work. So make sure you're definitely not doing that. Um, so again, you want to stay vigilant. You want to make sure that you're watching for the signs. So if they're kind of like anxious, or they're like nervous, or they want you to hurry up, they keep looking behind themselves or something like that. Sometimes those can be signs. So you want to make sure you're reading the room. You're paying attention to the verbal and non-verbal signals. We as notaries, we have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. You got to know about people. You got to have relationship management skills, so that way you can understand people. Sometimes you need to even have a little bit of psychology there, because you got to understand what people are doing, why they are doing it. So those are very, very important. So preventative measures for notaries. So watching for red flags, like I already said. Maybe inconsistent documentation as well. They're giving you all these papers, or some type of papers, or they hold back papers. They don't want you to see everything, and also you want to have a complete document. So, if there's 10 pages to a document, but they only give you two, you need to ask, well, where are the other 8 pages? You need to make sure they're all together, so that way you can know what you're actually notarizing, and then they're not putting it with something else, for example. So make sure you're doing that. And then, all states don't have where you have to record or have a journal, but you want to have a journal, or maybe make some notes in your whatever you use, your appointment system or something like that. Make notes if it's something that you feel that you may need to make a note of or something. Because, we can't prove anything like that, and we're not there to prove anything. But you want to just make sure you're staying vigilant and that you're aware of what's going on. So how clients and notaries can protect against title pirates. Just education, educating others about title pirates, making sure people know, maybe know about it, educate it, talk to people about it, see if that's something they even know exists. This type of crime, a lot of people don't even know about it or know that it is a crime. And then you could recommend for someone to use like title monitoring. There are places that offer that can monitor your title to make sure nothing is going awry or anything like that. So I'm in the great state of Michigan. And in Michigan, we actually have, and I'm in Oakland County, Michigan. So in Oakland County, we have a program called Property Records Notification System. And this you can sign up for. So anything that is recorded on your deed or recorded at the deed office, you'll get a notification for. So that way you will know, hey, something's wrong. I didn't record anything. I haven't done anything. You can immediately, find out what's going on, because as soon as you know, that's going to be the easiest way to be able to protect yourselves and keep your home. The longer, it goes on that something like that has happened and you don't know about it, you couldn't report it, you couldn't make a police report, anything like that, the longer it's going to take sometimes before you actually get your property back and you are the rightful owner of the property. So just signing up for those type of things. So check in your state if you have a system like that, and if you do, you want to definitely sign up for that. If you do not have something like that in your system, you want to try to advocate for that by maybe writing a letter to some of your officials or things like that to get something like this in your state. It's very important. And in our state, it's called, I'm going to link below the website for it, so that way you can sign up if that's something that you need to do. I'm also going to list below, there's some articles and everything too that I researched about this, and I'll link them below so you can have a reference point too. Also, I want to note that I'm going to reference in the description about in Wayne County. So I'm in Oakland County, then you have Wayne County. They actually had workshops there, and there's an article about that. They had workshops there to combat property theft and things like that. So in Oakland County, I'm not sure if they have the same system where you can get a notification. Since I'm not in Wayne County, I didn't necessarily research that, but hopefully they do as well. And if so, you want to go ahead and sign up for that if you're in Wayne County. But I do know Oakland County does have it, and I'm going to link that below for you for all of my clients, my notaries that are here in Michigan with me. So I'm going to just go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank you for joining. And have you ever encountered any potential fraud in your line of work? let's talk about that in the comments. So whether you're a notary or a client, if you've been at work and there was some type of fraud going on or something happened, tell us about it. And let's see if we could help you and see how maybe you should have handled it or how you handled it, whatever. Let's just have some dialogue. But anyway, I want to thank you for joining. If you like our content here, which sometimes we'll talk about things that are going on in our world, I'll always try to link it back to the notary, if at all possible. But we're also going to talk about all things notaries here and any tips and everything I like to share with you all. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.